So in this room, raise of hands, who can't nap? Like there are people who they fall asleep and they feel worse than when they woke up. Yes. So that was probably a third of you guys. And one of the huge things, and like I said before, napping is enormously important if you're going to have a scattered and slightly schizophrenic life where there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't necessarily control. And so you can nap, but there's napping right. And nobody's going to get good sleep like this. But thinking about napping, the people that say, I feel worse when I wake up, usually the problem is sleep inertia, that you fall asleep and you get too deep into one of those sleep cycles. And then when you're trying to wake up, you're waking up from a dead sleep. And then you feel worse than when you woke up because it takes you 20 minutes to even get to where you're coherent again. And so there are people where you need to play around with how long you can sleep. There are two types of naps you can take. One is a short nap. And if you look at that, thinking back to that sleep graph, short nap keeps you in that phase 1 and 2 of sleep before you get down into the deep sleep. And it's going to be different from person to person. I personally can go about half an hour. The range is somewhere 20 minutes to 45 minutes before you get into that deeper phase of sleep. And the nice thing about this is the kind of nap where you take the quick little 20-minute nap, 30-minute nap, and if you can find your body's perfect time, you should be able to wake up and actually feel better. You feel like you can do those little tasks and actually do whatever you need to decide what you need for groceries tonight. Longer naps take you through a full sleep cycle. And so rather than just staying in phases 1 or 2, these are the ones that let you go down and come back up and try and catch you on the upswing. You can get sleep trackers that can give you a little bit better idea about what your actual personal time is. Personally, for me, I'm an hour and a half. If I sleep for an hour, I wake up groggy. If I sleep for 2 hours, I wake up groggy. If I sleep for an hour and a half, I wake up feeling great. And so play around with this concept, because even for you guys the third of you who said, I don't really nap well, you might want to see if taking either a shorter or a longer nap and limiting things a little bit might help it so that you can, because they can make a difference just, again, in that little bit of regeneration that makes you feel physically and mentally more restored. You still don't get the REM sleep, but that's okay. And like we talked about, you get that sleep inertia if you do it wrong.